Hello and welcome back to TechDay's 10-minute IT Jams. I'm TechDay's managing editor, and today we are profiling a company called Barco. Barco specializes in visualization and collaboration solutions for industries including healthcare, education, and enterprise. The company is headquartered in Belgium and has offices around the world, including New South Wales and Victoria. We are joined by Barco ANZ and Pacific Islands Managing Director, Claudio Cardile. Welcome, Claudio.
Afternoon, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Let's get stuck into this. So firstly, can you tell us a little bit about Barco and your key products and offerings?
Absolutely. So Barco is a long-standing technology company of 85 plus years. We develop a lot of visualization solutions, but our focus is seeing beyond the image. Our visualization solutions incorporate collaboration to really drive people working together, sharing insights, and wowing audiences around the globe. We have a focus on three core markets: enterprise, healthcare, and entertainment. And we offer one of the leading display solutions across the cinema projector range. Whether it's in a corporate summit or a concert tour, our visualization solutions and processing solutions are about creating experiences and events in regards to the audiences. So some great examples that some of the audience may be aware of is Vivid Sydney has been an avid user of the Barco projection range, and more recently the festivals, the 808 Oval and the actual Sony PS5 launch in New Zealand, which we actually lit up the Sky Tower in Auckland. So very exciting in terms of what we do, very diversified. On our enterprise side, we have a broad range of large video wall solutions to enable crystal clear overview and accurate decision making in control rooms, emergency rooms, disaster recovery, and power and utilities. And it's not just about display. Our innovative products cover also the collaboration solutions that are found in those applications. And of course, we're very well known with our innovative ClickShare solutions, which helps people collaborate wirelessly in meetings, and more recently now in a wireless VC environment. In healthcare, we connect healthcare professionals at almost every patient touch point, from the imaging room to radiology, and even through to specialist consultations, and on more recent times in the surgical suites. So that's a quick snapshot of Barco and what we do.
Brilliant. So we want to touch a little bit on trends now. So what kind of trends are you seeing in the collaboration industry post-pandemic?
Well, that is certainly a great question. There's without doubt COVID-19 has impacted many organizations in terms of globally, but certainly it's been a great catalyst in terms of accelerating innovation and digital transformation. And our company itself has really looked at in terms internally how we shift and make a digital transformation on many fronts. And as always, there's initial resistance and apprehension to remote working, but without a doubt, video meetings and collaborations have paved the way, and there's greater levels of comfort, efficiency, and collaboration now with these technologies. And there's, without a doubt, we're seeing a paradigm shift, and different countries are at different stages. Obviously, here in Sydney, we've got another lockdown period without it. But look, Barco, long before the pandemic, really necessitated this scenario where we're quick to understand the future of work was changing. We've done a lot of research as part of our R&D and product development, and businesses had to adopt to a digital strategy with a lot more flexibility, and especially if you consider the agile workforce. There, without a doubt, the shift was already in motion. It certainly did get accelerated in 2020. And the future of work, without a doubt, is certainly hybrid. It's a new way of working, new way of collaborating, and certainly a greater level in terms of diversity as more and more remote work has become part of the workforce. And I think it's certainly becoming an expectation of a mixed in terms of how we do our day-to-day. In fact, one of our recent surveys, and this is something that we do, is really focus on getting the voice of customer, is the engagement and needs of Australian employees in meetings. 60% plus think that the employees should be starting to prepare for hybrid work now, and over 80% actually believe that there's that easy to use technology can make for a far better meeting in terms of outcome and experience. So, there's without a doubt a lot of business leaders are looking and planning for the future. I think now with we've got a more recent scenario with the pandemic. I think this will certainly accelerate discussions and address the systematic challenges. Barco remote working, unified communications and collaboration solutions are certainly there to help businesses across the various industries and help with the change as seamlessly as possible.
Yeah. So you've touched on a couple of your solutions there, but so we want to broaden that out a bit and talk about what are the most recent improvements or innovations in your products that really cater to those changing trends you've mentioned.
No, well, there's been some recent upgrades and announcements. Our ClickShare meeting experience solutions and portfolio has welcomed 2 new products that we released just recently. Actually, it was last week, and basically this is about collaboration flow in the hybrid workplace. So we released a new ClickShare C5 C10, allows you to present, co-create in existing Microsoft, Zoom or WebEx platforms with simple one-click wireless content sharing. It certainly completes existing meeting rooms ecosystems. So a big focus for us is to be part of what gets developed in terms of a complete system for the end customer, and certainly enhance the collaborative experience with full BYOD, interactivity features and workflow integration. So I think that's a critical component now. The focus shifts from mainly conferencing to true hybrid collaboration. The C5 is a great solution for huddle spaces, small meeting rooms, offering key functionalities of wireless and 4K content sharing. And then the more high-end C10 is a great companion for interactive collaborations in any meeting room space. It certainly enhances video performance and interactivity features such as touchback support, moderation, blackboarding, and annotation to really assist the users in terms of connection and outcomes for meetings. So last week, we introduced our next generation of new Barco UniSee LCD video wall displays. Certainly builds on the unique strengths and value proposition that Barco brings in its video wall category, and optimizes state-of-the-art imagery quality for use in many applications in terms of front of lobby, in control rooms, retail and so forth. And for us is again delivering unique solutions for the customer, addressing pain points. The Barco UniSee is certainly suited for multiple applications, but when we develop the solutions, we consider in terms of not only how the customer's going to use it, but also in terms of the after sales and so forth.
Brilliant. So I want to touch a little bit on your focus on the education sector. So what kind of trends are your product development teams really focused on next in this space?
Well, funny you should say that. So COVID-19 certainly has been a bit of a tipping point if we're talking about education sector. We've certainly seen the challenges, me as a parent as well, that comes with that. And higher learning institutions really are looking at reinventing themselves now more than ever before. In reality, certainly there's a need to accelerate adoption of education technology that will basically try and best replicate the in-room experience for students. And regardless if it's physical or virtual, ensure and maximize, the learning experience present in the class. So Barco's WeConnect platform, which is our virtual classroom and virtual training solution, it certainly does that. It is focused on engagement. It is a cloud-based SaaS solution. Certainly can accommodate up to many multiple students. We're talking 100 plus in any given time. And it allows interactive features to ensure students have an engaged, dynamic learning experience remotely, and certainly help to the presenters to obviously get the content and curriculum across and ensure they're getting the feedback as they would in a real classroom. Certainly presenters or teachers are made to feel like they're in a natural environment and they can leverage the built-in interactive tools within the platform, such as single question polls, splitting screens, silent questions, content sharing, and also an interactive whiteboard that all the virtual students. So the great piece around WeConnect is that it's both accommodating to virtual students and also in the scenario where they also could be in situ. And that's the important piece. It's about engagement. It's about getting interactive with the students and in a as close to a lifelike scenario. And that's what WeConnect delivers.
Awesome. All right, so we want to talk about what kind of infrastructure and resources you have here in ANZ.
Yeah, look, Barco has made its foray into Australia, New Zealand as far back as 1997. So we've been here and had presence here in Australia for some time. As you mentioned, we have offices in Sydney and Melbourne. Our main operation, our head office is in Melbourne with warehouse facilities, our main service centre. And within that, we have local services covering sales, marketing, technical service and support. And here in Sydney, we have our second office, which is we still have a sales focus and also a technical workshop. Barco supports some of the region's leading companies in terms of sites and events. For example, we mentioned earlier Vivid Sydney, also Federation Square. So we have some prominent public spaces that we need to support. We have long-term relationship with some key audiovisual distributors for our corporate AV portfolio. And if you consider the shift to hybrid meetings as a new normal, our partnership with distributors such as AVD is also expanded into the UC channels. They also bring in products such as Clear One, which add to the ecosystem in regards to video conferencing, and they are one of our peripherals partners. We also linked to Australian distributor Data, and this commenced actually last year, which we started working towards a unified communications offering in the local market. While Barco is known for its end consumer targeted partnerships, the new agreement with Data is also aimed at playing an important role in our channel expansion as well as we diversify our product strategy enablement. And Barco has a strategic partnership in place with a number of peripheral providers such as Logitech for room devices. And Data is a Logitech room device distributor for Australia and New Zealand. April last year, we also appointed another distributor, World's Best Technology, and that's to assist us with the increase in terms of our expansion with our portfolio of projectors and AV technologies in image processing and video wall technologies. So a lot of changes for us, but very positive, and certainly the Australian market has welcomed those changes. We have a number of strategic alliances, and our alliance partners are very important to us as we deliver in partnership a solution to our channel partners and importantly our customers with multiple brands such as Yamaha, Bose, Poly, Shaw, Sennheiser, just to name a few. So more recently, we actually announced a tie-up with Jabra as part of a solution bundle for the Asia Pacific market to enable easy adoption of integrated solutions with our ClickShare conference range and the Jabra solutions as well.
Awesome. So if a channel partner or perhaps an enterprise end user wanted to work with Barco, how should they reach out to you?
Oh, look, we have the global website there. We do have links there in terms of requests for more information. So you can register based on specific products or solutions. You can reach, partners can channel their inquiries through one of our distributors we mentioned previously, or get in contact with us directly on 1-800-331-554, and we can have one of the specialist team follow up and discuss the relevant solutions from Barco that people want to find out more about.
Brilliant. All right. Well, that concludes our TechDay 10-minute IT Jam with Barco. Thank you so much for talking to us today, Claudio.
It's been our pleasure. Thanks for having us.